Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, today is a very exciting day. It's a historical interview. We have Mr. Sage, who is the co-owner of Ben's Chili Bowl, the historical chain eatery place. I mean, this is like the first place I remember as a little girl, born and raised in Washington, D.C. My grandfather took me here. I mean, a place where you take your family, your friends. I mean, you can't even visit D.C. unless you go to Ben's Chili Bowl. So please welcome Mr. Sage. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Kat. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. I want to get right into it. We're 3 days away, 63 going on 64 years counting. How are you guys able to, with all this gentrification, a lot of Black businesses, as you know, lost their business in brick and mortar. How are you guys able to continue to reinvent yourselves and still continue to make a powerful statement on the world?
It's funny because I think the first thing that really sustains us is one simple word, which is family, and family not only meaning my family, but meaning, we treat everyone as family. We embrace everyone as family. You are family, and so that mindset really has a lot to do with the whole thing because everyone in the community knows when they walk in the door, they're part of the family kind of thing, and so in taking care of people, people take care of you. And it's just a natural exchange. My mom is a country girl born in Virginia, right? And my grandfather was a farmer. So as a kid going down there, the doors were never locked. It was just a whole different world for me. It's like he was on his farm and the mailman, any farm worker, anyone just coming by the area, walk up to the door's open, they knock on the door or something, hey, come on in, we got some food, you guys want some? And the table was always ready for everybody.
Wow,
And
wow.
so my mom brought that same mentality to the Chili Bowl. So the Chili Bowl is a place where you walk in the door and she's 88 years old and she's there at least 4 or 5 days a week.
She looks amazing too. I don't know if you guys seen his mom, but she looks amazing.
And it's funny because so much of that is because of, honestly, the love she receives from everyone and being there and staying active. She's someone who, during COVID, when she was home and stuck for a few months, she was just, you could just tell it was not good for her. She needs to get out every day. She needs to be engaged with people and being there, I think she was 25 when she opened it with my dad, so it's like, that's 64 years ago Monday.
Wow, wow. I want to talk about diversity. It seems like, the Ben's Chili Bowl from day one that it opened, you guys have always embraced diversity. And, before it's now this new topic of conversation, like, was this the vision at first or did it evolve?
I'll say it like this. It's not so much that it was a vision to be diverse. It was just natural. In other words, it's just, mom and dad both come from backgrounds where they just love everyone, embrace everyone. And so it wasn't a strategy. It's just we love you. Come on in. We'll feed you. Hang out with us. Spend some, so it was really that nice organic growth that just happened because, you take care of people and all of a sudden people in Southeast, in Northeast are saying, hey, why don't you guys open one up over here? We're tired of driving, so at a certain point, you just naturally flow with it. So yes, I mean, there's plenty of business involved, of course, it has to be a part of it, but so much of what has happened that makes it magical is that natural component.
Wow. So what do you think the most memorable moment for the brand has been? I know there's a lot. Look, I know there's a whole resume, but is there any like one or two that kind of stick out?
I don't know. I mean, Dr. King coming and sitting with mom and, his office was down the street. So he would come often and just hang out and have lunch and chit chat. But, so he's sitting there with her planning his speech, planning what he's going to say and passing things, so for her to experience those things were incredible. One thing that she talks about that's the opposite of that, which is the tragic side, is she always vividly talks about the day that she got the news that he was killed, so it's kind of like so many things revolving around him were tremendous, and then, President Obama coming in was another major milestone because it's almost like going from my mom to have lived before Dr. King. DC was segregated. They opened in 1958. My dad and mom could not go and eat in a restaurant in Georgetown or downtown DC. They were segregated. Dad told me many times how he would have to go to the back alley entrance and knock on the door and maybe catch one of the guys working in the back taking out trash or something and say, hey man, can I get a cup of coffee? because you couldn't go into the front door. You were not allowed to. So U Street back in those days was Black Broadway. It's where the black people came and hung out and were dressed up. And, so in those days, the radio DJs were like celebrities. You know what I mean? And so they'd be dressed up, and the jazz artists, Miles Davis and Duke Ellington and Coltrane and Ella Fitzgerald, all these folks would come down there. They'd perform. They'd hang out at the Chili Bowl afterwards. But so you had all strata of our people there at U Street. That it was Black Broadway back then, you know what I mean? And so when after Dr. King was killed and after the riots and stuff, integration began, and that's when everyone, so we welcomed everyone before that. But I'm just saying, dynamic wise, things really changed. So for Mom to have lived during the time when it was segregated and Dr. King was talking about a dream and having a dream and bringing people together around that dream, and then he's tragically killed, and next thing you know, the integration starts to happen, and you start seeing things opening up and opportunities opening up, and all of a sudden Obama's in the White House and Mom has lived through from one end to the other. It's huge.
Wow. I have to take my hat off to you and the whole family. I mean, you guys are the epitome of Black excellence, looking out for the community and definitely changing the world. So how are you guys able to maintain a legacy, almost 64 years without it, from day one, still keeping the first things first and treating everybody as family? Like, how does a business and the whole family get there?
I told you the first key word was family. The second the second key word is work. Old school work ethic. All of us are in there. Since COVID, it's been a little bit more challenging to hire people. All of us are there every day, including Mom, at least 5 days a week, but the rest of us are there like 6-7 days a week, and we're there grinding a lot, and so what needs to be done, if there's no one else to do it, we don't play the big, we're the owners. We do everything. And Mom, I can tell you something funny. Mom was there the other day. I'm not going to say who, but a fairly well-known personality came in, someone who's, celebrity status kind of thing. And someone points Mom out to him and stuff, and he sees Mom. Mom is behind the counter cleaning the grill. She's 88 years old. Wow. I get mad at her for doing that. I say, Mom, you shouldn't be doing that. But Mom is doing it and trying to show the young people how to do it correctly, et cetera, Right. Mom comes around and meets the guy, and he says, "You're the owner, right?" Mom says, "Yes, I'm the owner." "Why are you back there cleaning the grill?" Mom said, "Because I'm the owner."
Wow. Wow.
And then later on, she's cleaning tables, picking up things. She's being a busser at that point. And he said, "Why are you doing that?" "I already told you, because I'm the owner. It's my responsibility to make sure everything is right." So when you have that kind of ethic, and it's great for the young people to understand that, because Mom and Dad got married. We opened the Chili Bowl August. Well, I was not even born yet, but August 22nd, 1958, right? Mom and Dad got married October 10th, 1958. A couple of months later, right? A month and a half later. Their first vacation was 10 years later. So they owned a successful business, but they did not leave that business for 10 years. Their work ethic was such that we're going to make it. We're not going to let anything mess up. We're going to be responsible. We want to raise our family. This is going to be the means to do that. We got to contribute to the community. So their whole thing was, and they've told me many times, they've had show tickets to go to the Kennedy Center or something nice like that, and they're all dressed up, and someone doesn't show up to work, or a couple folks don't show up to work. They rush to the Chili Bowl. They change clothes. They give the tickets away to someone on the other side of the counter, a guest, and they get behind the counter and work till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Wow.
So that was their story. So that's what the young people need to understand is there's no replacement for hard, honest work. There's just none. And Mom right now, she's 88 years old. We're doing fine. She doesn't have to be there and work. She doesn't. But to realize that it's a blessing to be able to be that active and be that engaged in something that you care about, she's doing it because she loves it that much.
Wow. Wow.
Now
let's talk about the mural. Whose idea was that, and what was the reasoning before putting up the mural?
Like everything else, it just came organically. You know what I mean? At a certain point, we've got this space, and we meet the artist, and it's kind of like, hey, here's an idea, and boom, and then we're talking to Murals DC, and it's just a wonderful unfolding. And so It's came out beautifully. And then next time around, we're starting to get really worn down after being there for 5 years or so, and it got so much attention that first 5 years, started to get worn down. And, people kind of say, we're saying, okay, well, we want to add to it and make it more this time. And, well, who do we put on there? And how do we make that decision? And we said, you know what? It's not up to us to make that decision. This is a family community business, and everyone here is part of that community. So we put a voting thing online and said, please, everyone, vote for who you want to see on the mural. And the people on the mural are the people DC chose to be on the mural.
Wow. So you guys have the famous chili smoke and chili cheese fries and milkshake. Was there a reason why you guys chose to stick to those three as opposed to expanding with any other products?
Let me tell you a secret. And it's funny because we have to make this a little bit better known, but we've added so many items to the menu right now. And I was even going to tell you, because I saw when you put the thing out there saying, Ben's Chili Bowl, known for the half smokes and stuff like that. Our burgers are incredible. And I had the person who sells us the meat, right, came to me and said, Sage, you guys need to promote your burgers more. And I'm not going to say the name of the company, but another place that's very well known for having top flight burgers. He said, I sell to them and your burgers are higher quality than theirs. And people should know that, so, and because our burgers are fresh, they're never frozen, no hormones, no antibiotics, they're farm fresh burgers, which is rare nowadays, so it's kind of like we sell, the burgers are doing very well. We have won awards from PETA, the animal rights organization, for the best vegan food and vegetarian food in the city and in the Reagan airport. So our menu, you got to check. You need to come by, visit us, and see what we got.
I haven't been down there recently. I'm not gonna lie. You probably
yeah. You'll come in there and be surprised because we have right now, and it's so funny. We've been selling wonderful homemade cakes for a while, right? And we got this banana pudding and decided, you know what? Let's share this. So we're making this banana pudding, and the banana pudding, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not cheap. It's $8.80. Our half smokes is $7.69. Banana pudding's $8.80. I told my family in a meeting, I'm like, guys, we can't sell a dessert for more than our main entree because a burger, half smoke, and is the same price, and the banana pudding is more. I said, why don't we use a smaller container and sell it for a little cheaper and make it affordable to folks? It's really kind of like two people can enjoy this. You know what I mean? Right. Next thing I know, the ones that we already put in the containers fly off the shelves so fast. Someone gets one, comes back the next day and gets 5.
Wow.
And now it's like I have a hard time keeping it in stock because people are coming in just for that. I've had, and it's funny, I've been literally cursed out by a lady who came. I came all the way from Maryland for this banana pudding, and I need 5 of them, and you tell me you only got 1. It's kind of funny, you know what I mean? With this family, it's all love, but it's funny. So we have these great desserts in addition to the shakes. We have these great sandwiches. We sell rice bowls right now. So you can come in, get a bowl of fresh homemade chili con carne over rice with tomatoes, onions, cheddar cheese, sour cream. So we've got a lot of things going on that people should check out.
Okay, yes, definitely. Now let's talk about the locations. Like, what made you guys open up at the national park, airport, like outside of just having one location?
The vision has been to expand. We love what we're doing. People love what we're doing, and we keep hearing the demand for it, and in fact, I'm the one overseeing franchising in the family. So part of my job is to bring some further expansion here. And so we've had, when Obama first came in, we had offers coming to us from literally California, Texas, Australia, to all over the world, all over the country, people who wanted to come in, and we were offered huge money to just sell the whole thing. And we, as a family, we were like, you know what? This means more to us than just that. We could sell out, but that's not what we're here for, So we want to keep this legacy going. We want to build it. It means more to people than anything. It's not just a business. It's much more than that. You know what I mean? So for me, I want to expand, but I want to expand carefully. I want to expand in a way that preserves the integrity of what we're doing. And I want, if someone opens a Ben's Chili Bowl in Atlanta, in Chicago, in New York, in Texas, in LA, wherever, I want people who understand the culture of the business, who understand our level of engagement with the community, you know, and want to open the same way, want to be a part of it, want to bring value to their community as well, because that's really important to us too.
Wow, wow, wow. What's some of the biggest business lessons, as you guys are building, expanding, especially your team and trying to deal with, very excited customers who come down and you sell out of their products? What's been like the biggest lessons with that?
I would say the first and foremost biggest lesson in business, and I tell people, I don't care what you do, I don't care what, you could be an accountant sitting in a cubby hole. Every business is the people business. Any business that you're engaged in, you are always serving someone, right? And so even if you work alone, if you're a writer and you're in a room by yourself writing, you're writing for an audience. And so when you realize that you're serving people and you put those people in the forefront of your mind, you always do better, because the bottom line is we're here to serve, and when you train people that way, your employees, your staff, etc., that we're here to serve, so people ask me, when an employee comes in, for example, when we get a new team member, I'll say, what's your job? And you hear different answers, right? Well, yeah, we're here to serve food. And no, we're here to serve this best food. And we want to talk about the legacy. What is this? No. I said, your job is very simple. Your job is to give everyone who walks in this door a wonderful experience. And that includes perfect food. It includes a smile. It includes some warmth. It includes it includes all these elements, but all of those together equal you are here to brighten people's days. Let them walk out happier than when they walked in. And I tell them, even if, sometimes guests come in and you get attitudes, you're dealing with the public, right? And I tell them, I said, listen, it's a game. It's a game. And the game is, it's not, don't get your feelings hurt and all of a sudden now you mad and you got to fight back and stuff. I said, the game is, I bet I didn't do anything to this person. I didn't do anything to hurt him. I didn't say anything to offend them. They have no reason to be mad at me. They have no reason to treat me like this. So instead of me being in my feelings because this is how they're coming across to me, you know what? This person's mother could have just passed. This person's car could have just gotten wrecked. Their home could have just been broken into. Their child could have had an accident. We have no idea what's going on in their lives. Cheer them up. Try to make them feel better. And it's funny to go in and we do it kind of by example. The family is the one that just, we love people a lot. We just treat people like this. So we have people, by our presence, the staff kind of just watches us and learns. And I have one guy who was very, very shy, and he ends up later on where now he's so proud of himself for that. And he has someone who, giving an employee a hard time, and he kind of says, don't worry, I will help you. Hello, come, let me talk to you. How can I help you? And they're just going off and complaining and stuff. And after they leave, he comes to me, Sage, you know what? When they leave, they're so happy, they give me a $20 tip.
Oh, wow.
But it's fun to kind of play that game and see people's faces transform because they realize we're not, we care about you. People feel that. Even the homeless people, because, we care for everybody. Even homeless folks are there. If someone's respectful and not disturbing people, we'll feed them. We'll take care of people. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So, but if someone's in there, they're drunk, they're loud, they're disrespectful, I'm the first person to be plenty hard on them, but with love. I don't treat them as if I'm looking down at them, because I don't look down at them. They're human beings. I know they have, you'd be surprised how many of them are veterans, how many of them have been in the military, have served, have come back, their minds are a little bit off, they've got addiction or something like that as a result of that, and maybe they weren't as supportive as they should have been here. I don't know, so the bottom line is, when you hear people's stories and realize like, oh my gosh, there's one guy who's an Air Force pilot who comes in and he's disruptive sometimes, and when he is, I get right at his face. Oh, you know better than that. And I'm the first person who will throw him out, but he knows I love him, and he knows if he comes in behaving, I'll feed him and take care of him, and he's welcome. So that kind of relationship with people where they feel your love and respect. Mom, we learned it all from Mom. Mom is the one who, back in the 80s, when things were a little rougher in the neighborhood, in the community and stuff, right? You'd have drug dealers with guns and you could see them bulging through the pockets. Mom would walk up to him, hit him in the back. Boy, you shouldn't bring no gun in here. and they would turn and I'm sorry, Miss Ben, I'm sorry. Now you can stay, you can eat, but you got to take that outside first and come back.
Right.
So in other words, they feel the love. We're not treating them like we're the police. We're treating them like we're their family, wanting and expecting the best out of them and seeing the best in them that they can bring out. And it's funny to watch how it touches their lives. And I've talked to folks and had tears in their eyes because I said, listen, man, is your mom alive? Is your dad alive?
Mm.
What is your mom? If your mom is not here, what is she thinking about watching you right now? You can do better. And they'll look at me, you're right. And I'm telling them, listen, I'll give you a job if you come in here the right way, but you got to clean yourself up first. You need some help, let me know. So when you treat people like that, you get something back. And we don't do it to get something back. We do it because the reward is seeing them smile and seeing them get better in their own lives. That's the reward.
Ooh, you powerful, Mr. Sage. I'm telling you, you need to write some books. Oh man, I'm complete. So let's talk about Ben's Next Door. Whose vision was to create that? I have been to Ben's Next Door several times. I love the atmosphere.
Nice.
So what was the twist on that?
Honestly, that was my brother's. I lived in California for about 20 years. And I moved back here to take care of mom when my dad passed away, and they were very involved in the business again, my wife and I, but my brothers, Kamal and Nizam, they had the vision for Ben's Next Door, and it's wonderful, and they were very excited about it. When they opened it, we had the longest bar in the city, with all the TV screens behind and stuff, and it was opened right around the time of Obama's and right before Obama's inauguration. So it was a really big deal. It was very nice, but it's a special place, and it's nice to see, the U Street Chili Bowl. We get a lot of tourists. People come from all over the world. You know what I mean? And next door is still kind of more just that down home kind of a feel. The Chili Bowl is too, but there's a little bit more of just DC at next door. You know what I mean? Mm. And now it's funny because the name is growing to the point that people are coming in from other places because now they've heard about it. So it's getting its own reputation, which is great too.
Wow. Do you have a message for some of the Black businesses or homeowners in DC that want to sell their brick and mortar houses or businesses? Do you have anything to say to them if they're on the fence? I want to get out, I want to get this quick money, but you guys held on to your properties, you expanded. So do you have any thoughts on that?
It's hard because I think each situation is individual. You know what I mean? So I would say my first thing to say to people in general is don't give up. That's my philosophy of life, is don't give up. At the same time, sometimes it is the right thing to make a transition. So I think for each person, the biggest thing I would say is you have to, how can I say this? Don't make any decision from a place of emotion. That's what I would say. You know what I mean? If you're upset and having a bad day and can't pay bills and everything's stressed out and stuff, I would say find a way to relax. Go to church, pray, meditate, chill, do something, watch it, whatever makes you relax and feel like you are centered. Get yourself centered. Go within, ask for guidance and let that guidance come to you and make a rational decision from your heart. Don't do it in a rush. Don't do it out of that desperation kind of feeling because you'll end up possibly regretting it. You know what I mean?
Wow. How was the establishment able to survive? We had the riots and March on Washington, and a lot of calamity in the city. How are you guys able to still continue to do business and support the community and not get torn down?
Well, one, like I said, hard work. Just that determination, and two, my dad said something to me that stuck for a long time. Dad said, son, economy goes up, economy goes down. Sometimes things are terrible. Guess what, son? I said, what, Dad? People have to eat. No matter what happens, people got to eat. We serve food. As long as we're doing what we do and doing it well, you always have business because people got to eat. So the bottom line is we're in a business that is essential to people. And at the same time, we have to always make sure that we're doing our best.
Okay. So what about, let's talk about the Ben's Chili Bowl Foundation.
The Ben's Chili Bowl Foundation, it's another thing that kind of happened kind of naturally in a sense, meaning that since we started in 1958, mom and dad, dad was brilliant. Dad did a great job with the business. He had a great vision. I'll give you an example. We have our grill in the front window, right?
Right.
And dad had a vision that he wanted people to be able to walk by or drive by and look all the way through that chili bowl. And that was really progressive. No, if you really think about it, where else do you see that? You know what I mean? And he was the one who had that idea. And so he was a very progressive minded guy. So he wanted things to be done the way he saw them. You know what I mean? And to keep that going is just a matter of how do you navigate what comes, and things will always come. But again, you just got to do the best you can with everyone and keep serving, keep treating people the way we treat them, and it works out,
Wow. Do you have any advice for upcoming restaurateurs and business owners or caterers who want to own and open up a successful restaurant like yours and maintain longevity?
I would say a lot of what I've already said. I mean, the biggest thing is, except what I would add to that is to be really successful. I believe in anything, you have to have a passion. You really have to kind of love what you're doing. I mean, there's some days when it's hard to get up and go in and do something that you really don't want to do. And so if you love it, the Chili Bowl is a funny place because, how many times I've been at home and sitting down, relaxing, and just about to nod off, and I get a call, someone didn't show up to work, and we close at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's 11 p.m. And, you jump up and, all right, I gotta go in, you jump up and you head down there. And I'll be honest, I'm not always that thrilled to do that. But the funny thing is you get there, and as soon as you walk in, the music hits you, the energy, the people hit you, the whole thing. And all of a sudden you just are wide awake and fully full of life and having fun. And so it does have a kind of magical atmosphere. And I think that whatever you do, if you love it, you have passion, you kind of create that atmosphere for yourself and your environment, it helps a lot.
Okay. And then, so you guys were able to, I like how you guys are very creative. You're not just sticking with one avenue of relying people to come to you guys' stores. You guys have online products. So what upcoming events and what can people get more information about your products and get it delivered to them as well?
The best thing is go to the website, benschilibowl.com. And there is a link also for halfsmokes.com. And that's half smokes with an S at the end, plural, right? And that goes directly to our web store. But if you go to benschilibowl.com, the link is there as well to get into it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Sage, for your time today. Are you guys doing anything special for the in 3 days? What's the plan? What's the big plans?
My wife, Vita, Vita.
Yes.
Vita's the one who brainstorms all these wonderful things, so she will let us know probably today what she's got planned and cooked up for it. But I'll be honest with you, we don't make a big deal out of every anniversary. We try to make a big deal because at a certain point it's like, okay, you're celebrating again, congratulations. You know what I mean? So, so we kind of just do the work. So what we do is every 5 years, we make it a bigger deal. We make it something more special, and now each 5 years one is more special because mom is still here, and that means so much to us, so for mom to see another anniversary next year and for the 65th will be a big, exciting time. And we'll do something nice for that one. You know what I mean? And I mean, if we're blessed to have her here for the 70th, oh my gosh, that'll be tremendous.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time. I truly appreciate you guys. I see you guys staying as long as 1,000 years, 2,000 years. We'll be long gone. But you guys are truly an inspiration to me, to so many of us. Just want to get to the next level. Just want to continue to grow and always keeping family first. So thank you again. And thank you to your wonderful family. And of course, your mom and your dad. So thank you.
Kat, thank you so much. You have a great show and I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you. And I hope we see you soon. Come by and see us.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.